everyone. Hope you all are studying hard for your unit test preparation. Now, before starting the video, I'll give some kind of method of preparation. See, before exam, when you are doing this preparation, you have to do maximum the writing material. Writing material in the sense, try to whatever chapter you are studying. For example, if you are studying organic chemistry, try to write all the reaction in one side, means type of reaction, not the reaction, whole reaction. Suppose I am talking about dehydration, so for dehydration reaction, write the reactant and with whom it is reacting, put an arrow, catalyst, everything you will. So from by seeing the textbook, when you are writing, when you are practicing, the product you are practicing. Okay, so when you practice product side, you will keep empty and that you will write with pencil. Then again erase it and next day again you practice those reaction, whichever the product you have written with the pencil. Okay, suppose it is a Schwarz reaction, if it is a Sandmeyer reaction, you know that reaction reactant in Sandmeyer reaction, it will start from aniline. So aniline to chlorobenzene. So first you write Sandmeyer reaction heading, then aniline plus put an arrow, and what is the in the arrow, what will be the reactant, what will be the reagent you are using. So NaNO3 in presence of dilute HCl, those things you will write with the pencil. Only the heading Sandmeyer reaction from aniline. So these headings will be written in once only, but every day when you practice whatever you are writing with the pencil. So you will see, if you do this kind of preparation or do this method, if you follow, you will see that slowly you will practice in such a way, it will be when the exam time, it will become in front of your eyes, means you can visualize the reaction. Okay, and that is called preparation. If your preparation will be like this nobody can means say that exam means I forgot during the exam, it is something happened, means I am not recollecting the reaction. Okay, so it will not happen if you do in this way the preparation. Same way in the solid state also I will tell. In solid state preparation also, whatever the specific, like previous video I have given the basic things, means what is the crystalline solids, what is the solid property and how it is classified, and some terms, that is the definition. So these terms you will keep on writing, which is the keyword, you have to remember that. So write those keyword and underline that. So this way if you do the practice during the exam, you remember that you have underlined something, maybe not whole thing, but you just remember the whatever you underline. So keyword you underline, if you mention that keyword in your writing material, I have given you the answer key of previous year exams, previous to previous year exam 2019 exams answer key I have given. You will feel that the way why I have given, so that you can understand that what way the answer has to be written. Okay, so let's start with this. Today's topic is classification of crystalline solid. So we have seen the crystalline solid property, that it is having long range order of arrangement, then it is very high melting point, okay, sharp melting point, then it is hard in nature. Okay, so now among these crystalline solids, they are again classified the crystalline solid into these four categories. Okay, what are those categories? Ionic solid, covalent solid, molecular solid and metallic solid. Okay, so let's start with these are the property. On the basis of this property we will discuss. What is ionic solid? I have written first point, particles of unit cell, means how they are joined. So particles means in ionic solid, if I take an example, so example I am writing first. For example, it is NaCl, KCl, okay, then CaF2. Okay, these are the example of ionic solid. So what is this NaCl? It is consist of Na plus atom and Cl minus atom. So in the crystal, lattice structure, there will be Na plus Cl minus, Na plus Cl minus, like this it will arrange. So particles of unit cell will be cation and anion. Cation and anion. So these are the particles. Now next is what kind of, in between this cation and anion, what kind of force, interparticle force, the force which will bind them together, what kind of force it will exist, as it is ion, so it is, or it is cation is by losing electron, anion is by gaining electron, so it is related to electron, so this force is called electrostatic force of attraction. See, I am writing all the keyword, so that if it is asking write a notes on ionic solid, you remember this keyword. Okay, these are the properties and what will happen with ionic solid, what will happen with this covalent solid. So this is electrostatic force of attraction. Next one is, due to this force, what will be with hardness? It will be hard, it will be soft, it will be brittle. What is the nature? So due to this kind of force, the molecules are bound very tightly packed. Okay, so strong binding force. Due to this strong binding force, they are very packed very tightly. So the hardness, you can write this is hard in nature. Okay, they are not soft. Okay, now melting point. So if the bond is very strong, or bond, the electrostatic force of attraction is very strong force of attraction, what will be the melting point? It will be high or low melting point. You know that if bond is strong, you need more energy to melt it, means high melting point. High melting point. High MP. Okay. Next one is thermal and electrical conductivity. Will it conduct electricity? Will it conduct, means it will, heat will be passed through this. What will happen, the conductivity? Yes, two things you have to remember in this case. In solid state, they are not conducting. So solid state, they act as, and they are not conducting, not conduct electricity. Solid sodium chloride, if you take, if you pass electricity, they will not give the electricity will not pass through that solid state. But if it is molten state means when you take a sodium chloride as solution and then you put that electrode and pass the electricity, you can see sodium ion and chloride ion, they will be deposited in the cathode and anode. Okay, cation is in cathode, anion is in anode. So you can write that, that's why that in molten state, or aqua state also you can write, conduct or good conductor. In molten state, act as good conductor. They are good conductor. Understood? So these are the points you have to remember for ionic solid. Example first I have taken so that you can classify. By seeing this example, you can easily classify. NaCl, KCl, FCF2. These are the example of ionic solid. So what will be? It consists of ions. So it is cation and anion. Next one is what kind of force between this? Electrostatic force of attraction. Then next is due to this strong force of attraction, they behave like hard substance, and due to this bond, their melting point is also very high. Okay, so due to this bond, two property you can easily identify. Next one is thermal and electrical conductivity. In this case, two things you have to. Solid state, they are bad conductor. In liquid state, means molten state, they are good conductor. They act as very good conductor. And examples you have written. So this all about ionic solid. Next one is covalent solid. So in covalent solid, whatever will be the particles consist of. What will be the particles which are consist of in covalent? Here it is atoms. Covalent solids, they are consist of atoms. Okay. Then when it is the force consists of, what is the kind of force in covalent solid? We can see this force of attraction is called, due to this bond, covalent bond. So due to this bond, the force is exerted. Okay. It is not due to electron, that electrostatic, which is electrostatic force. For example, if I take H2 or hydrogen H2, what it will be? Hydrogen and hydrogen. So what will happen? This is the covalent bond. Now here it is this bond. So due to this bond, what kind of partially positive and partially negative, this bond will arise. Okay. This bond will arise, and this, due to this bond, the force of attraction due to, that's why it is written, the force of attraction due to covalent bond. Okay. Next, what it will be? Okay, actually hydrogen will not classify, means I have taken a simple example to understand a covalent, but the molecule which we are example which we are taking, this is not the example we are taking, because this H2, as it is a molecule, they are forming a molecule, so it is comes under molecular solid. But just to understand this, because you have studied that H2 from 10 standard, H2, Cl2, these are non-metal, they are covalent bond. So easily you can see that how covalent bond exists due to mutual sharing. So this is that I am going through very basic. Okay. From 9th standard children also they are studying this covalent bond. So this is the covalent bond. But example what we am taking, I am taking the example is diamond. Diamond. What happened in diamond? If you see, I will draw here, later on I will erase. In diamond, it is carbon molecule. It is carbon, sorry, not molecule, carbon atom, but bonded with other 4 carbon atom. This carbon atom is bonded with other 4 carbon atom. So that's why tetrahedral geometry. Again this carbon, again it will join other 4 carbon atom. So again it will give you a tetrahedral geometry. So this bonds which is forming, this carbon, these bonds are what they are forming. This is a covalent bond. Okay. So in diamond, which kind of solid we can see? It is a covalent solid because the bonds are covalent bond. Understood? Okay. So due to this, you know, diamond is one of the hardest substance. Naturally, means which is exist in nature. I am not talking about the artificial which we are preparing in the laboratory. I am not taking that example, which exist in the nature. Among them, diamond is called as the hardest substance. Whatever the substance is found in nature. Okay. So this one you can write. This is hardest substance. So hardness, what it is? Maximum hardness. So it is very hard in nature. Okay. So what it will be the melting point? If it is very hard, you know, this is melting point will be very high. Okay. Very high melting point. Nearly 6,000. Here it is 600 to 600 to 4,000. I think it is more than that. Okay, more than 4,000 to 600. So very high melting point you can see here. What will be thermal conductivity? What you know about diamond is a good conductor or bad conductor? All of you have studied this. So don't forget about your basics. Okay, thermal conductivity and electrical conductivity. What you will write? They are bad conductor because they do not conduct. You can write do not conduct electricity. Do not conduct electricity. Understood? So it is not difficult to remember. First is covalent solid. Example, you take diamond. In diamond I have shown how the covalent bonds are joined. Tetrahedral carbon atom first, then each carbon is bonded with. So what will happen? They will make a huge molecule. So it is a, you can write this also. The diamond, because of this covalent bond, they are forming a huge molecule. So covalent bond, along with that covalent bond which occur between the carbon in diamond molecule, and they form or they exist a huge molecule. And due to this substance diamond, we know it is the hardest substance, so the hardness will be maximum. So it is, you can write, we know that diamond is the hardest substance. What will be the melting point? If it is very hard, melting point will be high. And diamond is a bad conductor, so it is, they do not conduct. You know, graphite and diamond, the difference is graphite is a good conductor, diamond is a bad conductor. So that is reason why graphite is good conductor. So don't conduct electricity, I have written. Example, you remember diamond. Why I am giving you specific, so that you can remember the property. I am giving the specific example so that you can easily remember the properties of the covalent solid. Okay. So first you write this two. Okay. Then we will discuss other two solids. One is molecular solid, another one is metallic solid. First you write it down. Then next I will erase it and I will write molecular solid and metallic solid. So next one we are going to discuss is molecular solid. We have already discussed ionic solid and covalent solid. Next one is molecular solid. Now see here, molecular solid means in the terms only it is written molecule. Okay. But whatever the example we are taking, they are not in, means if you observe, these are in gaseous state, some are liquid state. Then why it is called molecular solid? That's why I have mentioned that particles which are the constituent units or constituent particles by which they are made up of, जिससे वो बनता है, the solid which is making by using the constituent particles, that is nothing but molecule. Now how this molecule exists? They are not exist in the molecular state, they are exist in a liquid state, but when it will undergo solidification, like for example ले लो water. Water, when it is liquid state, but it can be converted in ice. So when it is converting in ice, it will be called as solid. Ice is a solid. Same way carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is a molecule, but it is in a gaseous state. But when it is carbon dioxide is on solidification, what you will get? That solid carbon dioxide. Okay. So dry ice, we call them as a dry ice. So those example we are taking for molecular solid. So that's why the constituent particles are molecule or during solidification I have mentioned. Okay. Then what are those kind of force? Like for ionic solid is electrostatic force. For covalent solid it is due to covalent bond. They are forming a huge network, means they are bonding with one carbon is bonded with other four tetrahedral geometry in diamond, and they are forming a kind of network, huge network with sorry which will give you a huge molecule. So similarly here also the kind of force, it is divided into three types, which are those weak dipole force. Weak dipole force means, suppose chlorine if you see, then what it will be? Chlorine Cl bond. When it is another molecule of Cl, how it will be joined? Suppose for example this one. Okay, so this end and this end I am writing, so they are look similar. So for example this one, now I have broken. Okay, now this part is negative, this part is positive. So this is negative, again it will attach to it positive, and like this, positive, negative, positive, negative. So this is two chlorine molecule. When it will be combined, and the force exists. They will combine and they will form a solid, and the force exists. It is very weak force. Okay, so this force is called dipole. Pole means what? You have studied in magnet, north pole, south pole. So here it is positive end, negative end, positive end, negative end. So it will be kind of attraction. So that interaction is called weak dipole interaction. Okay. Next one is what? London forces. This is very weak force. Okay. But how will remember the example? This one, this weak dipole that will exist in, I am writing here only example, that is exist in polar molecule. So polar molecule means which are the polar molecule? You can take example H2O, HCl, which are polar in nature. See dipole. This one chlorine is the best example. Chlorine is highly electronegative, hydrogen is electropositive. So what will be? End will be, one will be highly positive, one will be highly negative. So the when there will be a kind of electron pull, what it will be? It will coming towards the electronegative end. सो क्लोरीन के साइड पूरा क्लोरीन क्या करेगा? इलेक्ट्रॉन डेंसिटी को पूरा खींच लेता है. सो दैट इज द रीजन दिस विल एक्ट एज ए पोलर मॉलिक्यूल. Okay, so this kind of force is exist in polar molecule. This London forces you can see that in non-polar, like methane. Methane is a example of non-polar. Okay, or you can say monoatomic. Monoatomic means all are noble gases. Okay, so they are also, those also monoatomic gases, those also exist in, they are also exist in London force. So monoatomic gases you can take neon, argon. So those gases, when it is monoatomic, but when it will be act as a solidified molecule, that time it will be act as a the in between them the force is acting is called London forces. And intermolecular hydrogen bonding, this is another type of hydrogen kind of force. Intermolecular hydrogen bonding, what was the in hydrogen bonding? Hydrogen bonding is with hydrogen with one electronegative element, that is the bond between hydrogen and electronegative element. Like for example, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine. So these are the highly electronegative element. So highly electronegative element के साथ hydrogen का जो bond होता है, जैसे HF में होता है, okay, then ammonia में होता है, then HF में water when it is forming ice, not here. Okay, when it is forming ice, when it is intermolecular hydrogen, there will be a cage like structure. So that here I will not take an example of water, I will take an example of ice. You can see I have written in example for intermolecular hydrogen bonding, I have taken example of ice. Okay, and for London forces, non-polar molecule, and for dipole interaction, polar molecule. So this way you can easily remember this. Then what will be the nature of hardness, hard or soft? They are hard but hard to soft. Why I have written? These are hard, soft in nature, but when you say the ice will be hard in nature. So not this kind of hardness, but it will be wide range hardness दिखाते हैं. Means some are soft, some are variable दिखाएंगे. Nature will be variable. Okay, then next one is conductivity. What will be the conductivity? Sorry, melting point will be low. Okay, and conductivity will be poor conductor. Okay, so this all about the molecular solid. If it will come write a notes, you can jot it down all this point and easily explain. Okay, then next is metallic solid. Metallic solid means where there is a metallic bond. Okay, now this bond we have studied in 11th standard also. Still I will explain in short. that in metallic bond what happened, this kind of, suppose if you see the valence electron, there is a sea of valence electron. So this valence electron and positively charged ion, the cation which is, and positively charged cation and valence electron, there will be a sheet of, means there will be a sea of this arrangement. The electrons will delocalize, means electron will displace from one to the other. So what will, as a result, what will happen, that force of attraction they are existing between this cation or molecular ion and the valence electron. There will be a bond between, or bonding force of attraction between the valence electron and this positive ion. So array of positive ion के बीच किसका attraction हो रहा है, valence electron. Array means this is the arrangement of this all positively charged ion. So this valence electron, it will be attached with the way why it is called sea of electron. The sea, how you see the salt particles is dispersed. So that's why this sea of electron means max electron will be delocalized from this positive ion, means this will attach and this will delocalize. This is attached, now this will delocalize, and the kind of force of attraction will develop. So that kind of bond is called metallic bond. Now what is this metallic? When this bond is formed, what it will be, the constituent particles, what it will be? It will be ion. This is the positive ion I am talking about, cation, and sea of electron. So in दोनों के बीच kind of force exist होता है. So I have written cation and valence electron. Next is hardness, and due to this, because see few properties so you can easily remember, these electrons are delocalized, means it is highly means electron, when it will be delocalized, means electron is responsible for for electricity, means to carry electron. Okay, so it will carry electron means electricity will generate, so it will be very good conductor of electricity. And due to this, positive ion and negative ion kind of pull or kind of force will be very hard, so that's why it is hard in nature. Okay, and melting point is it is a wide range, means it is starting from negative to more than 3400. So it is showing a very wide range melting point. Okay, and example I have taken, which are the example, copper metal, okay, then silver, gold, which are another properties, except this another properties I will jot it down over here, like these metals are called malleable. Malleable means it can be beaten into sheet. You can make a sheet of this metal. Then gold and silver, you are making jewelry, so it is making of wire. That property is called, or drag into wire. That property is called ductility. So these are the property, six property I have written. Although these are according to this point, but this is not written, so I have written in excess that malleability and ductility is shown by this kind of metallic solid where metallic bond is exist. Okay, so I hope you understand, and if any kind of doubt which you have not understood, you can easily write it down and give me a comment, and start preparing from the each topic, because I am not giving many things, I am giving topic wise, so that at least if you once you read this and you see this, once you write, after seeing the video you write, I know the preparation will be 100%. But how many of you are giving, that is mine. I don't think that way everyone is doing the preparation. This is my intuition is saying that everyone is not watching the video, and after watching you have to write it down. First when you see, that time once you write, and without seeing once you write. If you do this kind of preparation, means I am assure you, no one can stop you to get good marks. Okay, and good marks I mean to say not 30, 40, I am talking about above 60%. So you can easily score. It is very scoring if you do the preparation. That is my point of view. Now is everything is up to you what way you will prepare. Okay, thank you and see this video, and I am waiting for your comment. Thank you.